Hello everyone, this was one of the point I wanted to put across. One of the points I mentioned in the post where I had 9 to 10 points about how you can try and predict football. It was the use of possession and how certain teams are not meant to play a certain style of play, mostly possession based football, and how when they try to play possession based football they fail at it, they drop points. So we saw what happened with the Manchester United at the MX Stadium. They had 53% of the ball in the first half, I think, which went to 67% at a point of time, particularly in the second half, which dropped 13% to 54% in the second half when Mount and Bruno Fernandes were subbed off. But still, they had possession. Brighton were calm, they were sitting and they were pressing when required, and they hit Manchester United in two moments and they scored both of times. There was another instance in Italy where Parma won at home against AC Milan despite Milan enjoying most of the possession in the game. It was expected, but you have to look at the other team's defensive statistics as well. I saw Parma's statistics and I remember their opposition's conversion rate on average against Parma over the last 10 games, which includes, I believe, preseason games as well. It was 10 to 11 shots on average to score a goal against Parma, and the same was, I think, in the range of 7.6 something for Milan. So it was clear that Parma were going to sit back and not have a majority of the ball, and Milan were going to enjoy possession like they did against Torino. Also was a game where they managed to save the game for themselves. It was a defeat mostly, but Milan saved themselves. I had to check possession stats of the second half. I believe it was possession for Milan, but they struck twice in moments. They were not dominant. In moments they struck, and here Parma scored two goals. Milan had many chances, but they were missing the focal point, and the midfield had the ball, nothing else. Creative element were also missing for Milan. We also saw this other game in Italy where Monza faced Genoa. You have to look at the possession stats in these games and understand how football works. Understand what I have learned and what I wanted to convey in my post. Monza had the ball. Genoa didn't have a majority of the ball. Both teams are teams that feed off staying, waiting, and then hitting on the right moments. In the right moments, as I said in the post, whoever has the ball when two counter-attacking teams meet, the other team generally wins. And here Genoa won. It was one of the games I got right. 3 out of the 4 so far. The 4 games I've played in Italy, I got 3 right. Inter possession involved, but they are fine with majority of the ball. Milan failed to win, lost. Monza lost with possession. And in the Udinese Lazio game, I expected Udinese to have more of the ball because the shots received was more with Lazio, which I thought that they will have around 45% of the ball, and Udinese will have 55 and lose the game. That's what I expected. It didn't happen, and so I could have done 2-1 to Udinese as well. So everything was in control. Uh, I just wanted to state some examples where the methods I put out, actually we can use the methods in these games. There are one more instance of Crystal Palace. Two games they had the possession in both the games. Lost to lost 2-1 to Brentford away from home. Now had the possession here. Lost to West Ham, who enjoyed. I think this had 18 shots, 18 attempts against Crystal Palace. Conceding 18 attempts when you have the ball shows that you're not comfortable um, uh, with possession-based football. We can also say the same for Chelsea in their Champions League, in their Conference League, a playoff game. Uh, 23 shots, conceded 5 shots on target conceded. It's going to be a long season for Enzo Maresca as well, because it will be hard for them to settle as a possession-based team. I remember Pochettino used to calm down and let opposition have the ball. It was Chelsea versus Burnley. I remember a game where right after the second half, Chelsea needed to come back. I think it was 1-1 at halftime. And what happens is Chelsea, at the point of scoring their first goal of the second half, had 35% possession. Vincent Kompany's Burnley had 65% of the ball. So Pochettino was the man to adjust when required. I don't think if Chelsea are playing, let's say, Southampton, that Enzo Maresca is going to give away the ball. He's going to keep 60%, 65% of the possession, even if the result doesn't favor Chelsea. That's what I'm saying. So all in all, you can also state some examples of the recently concluded games where teams that are not comfortable playing possession based football but were forced to play or tried to play and dropped points. I think it's an important statistic and can be the only statistic that we can use, that in teams that are comfortable playing possession based football against teams that try to defend. It's a clear example of Arsenal against Aston Villa and Manchester City against Ipswich Town. And tomorrow you'll see Liverpool against Brentford. If the game's tomorrow, you'll see Liverpool against Brentford. And these three are the top three teams in the league at the moment. So this is football what I've learned, and I think it's most part of the football covered about possession, its use, what teams do with the ball and without the ball. That's what I wanted to say.